Hi, welcome to the Mercurius Being Astro Update. I'm Amy Jensen. Welcome. I thought for a little change of pace, we'd sit outside today, so we'll see what happens with this. And this is just a brief, hopefully brief update about the Mars opposed Pluto that happens exact tomorrow, Central Time, 2:13 p.m. And we've been following, experiencing this configuration of, let's see if I can do this outside, of Mars up here, the leading edge of this bowl shape, and then Pluto down here, the trailing edge. And this has been basically the same configuration in every lunation since January 12th. And that had Venus and Uranus as the bowl edges. So since then, every lunation since January 28th, whether it's a full moon, which means the moon is outside of the bowl configuration, acting as like a handle, so then it's a bucket, with Mars as the leading edge and Pluto as the trailing edge. And that'll go on. So that was January 28th was a Leo full moon, and this configuration, the last time, or the next time we'll change it, will be the full moon in Aquarius in July. So we've had many months of this kind of all the planets in one chunk of the sky and contained between Mars and Pluto. So the opposition of these two planets, so they're just opposing each other in the heavens, happens tomorrow at 2:13 p.m. And so I just thought I'd just jot down a few notes about it. Part of what I was thinking of was boundaries with Mars. It's all about your personal agency, your immune system, your assertiveness, your I amness, your coming into the world and being yourself. Thinking of boundaries and thinking about what are you fighting for was another phrase. This is like a personal planet with Mars. Personally, what are you fighting for? In Cancer, in the sign of Cancer, there might be some tribalism mixed in, or familial ties, or alliances that really are close to your heart, close to what you consider your being, as far as Cancerian, really like the known, the you that is known, and then the them that is unknown. Opposing Pluto, which has been restructuring in Capricorn, big societal restructuring, how these power structures, Pluto is a lot about power, how we're fitting into that personally with our personal agency. So tomorrow this is probably heightened. We might be hyper aware of power issues, or really feeling combative, really being aware of manipulation. Mercury is still in the max elongation phase. Mercury will be conjuncting the Sun next week on the new moon solar eclipse on the 10th. So it's heightening this feeling of this process between max elongation and then the inferior conjunction is really heightening that idea of releasing. Pluto is great about digging into the basement and releasing all the shadow stuff. So we're really feeling that urgency to release the old and to let go. But yet there's an uncertainty of stepping into the unknown you. So that battle of kind of that Cancerian familial ties, and then stepping into a different relationship with that. So really taking all of that into consideration of what you, the known and the unknown, the familiar and the unfamiliar. What are you willing to fight for? What can you just stand strong in and not have to fight with or for? I feel that there's a big deal of void energy, but kind of a turbulence to this void. I got the image of kind of the eye of the storm, the tornado, kind of feeling this intensity, and it might be really easy to get drawn into it or drawn into drama surrounding it, and being very reactive. However, if you can detach and just observe this tornadic void, I got that image of Wizard of Oz. We're not in Kansas anymore, but we don't know quite where the hell we are in this. So just really being okay with this void energy and really allowing yourself to notice the levels of manipulation. These levels will be subtle and then the not so subtle. Meditation is another void energy. So this is the energy of going into the dark, going deep within, finding a light in the dark, a stillness in the eye of the storm. And I was feeling that this is a knowingness in this meditative void, and an embodied knowingness. So really feeling it, and by feeling it and embodying it, you'll know it on your own personal level without reading about it or hearing me talk about it or anybody else, but your experience of it and you having that knowledge for yourself and understanding it, like, oh, that's what it is, or that's why I feel that way in this situation or with that person. With that knowledge and understanding and feeling it, don't blame, shame, or fight about it. All of those are shadow aspects of Pluto and Mars. The moon in Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars. It's all about individuation. It's squaring the Pluto Mars. So there's a lot of energy with this tomorrow. But it really is about individuation and assertiveness and having healthy boundaries. Kind of a calm confidence when I think of really high Aries. I wrote down Noel Till used to say the moon in Aries is an inner reigning need to be numero uno. So there is that desire and strength, but having it translate to knowing your strength and not having to exert it. Someone who has calm confidence doesn't walk around with this huge ego. They are embodying that strength and really holding that strong principle of assertiveness and healthy boundaries. So not that lack of, which has that ego energy. So it's more of a self-centeredness, as they say, like being centered in yourself. Okay, so that type of energy. Your vibration reflects that strength. You don't have to tell people about it. They can feel it. So really stepping into and owning your energy and your assertiveness. Neptune, kind of, well, Neptune would be the god of meditation and the void, the collective unconscious, music, art, meditation, journaling, deep ocean. So I guess the storm could move from the tornado into a hurricane. But with Neptune, I'm getting not a hurricane as much as letting it soften this energy. The psychicism might be heightened because Neptune squares Mercury, it trines Mars and sextiles Pluto. But just letting this Neptunian kind of blurriness, kind of impressionistic energy soften this Martian response. The watchword with Neptune would be illusion and deceit. So watch out with all that fire and energy you have, all that assertiveness, that you just don't take all of your personal assertiveness and put it into this cause that might look great and you feel it's super altruistic, so there is certainly that energy presence, but the cause might be a bit of an illusion, so it might not be or hold or have the highest energy that you are looking for, placing your personal energy and aligning your personal energy with. So it's almost as if we're unleashing all of this personal energy through the process of this max elongation with Mercury, and then it's heightened. We learn more about power and boundaries and manipulation through this Pluto-Mars aspect. And we're unleashing this newly found energy within ourselves. But use it. You're going to kind of store it up. I was getting the image of like a power level, like you're charging your battery up. So you're charging it up, and like you could disconnect and take it off and use it for a cause. But maybe just keep it on the charger for a little bit longer and really learn how to hold that energy within you and embody it. And then it's almost like you're also using it to kind of demo the Pluto energy as well, demo part of your consciousness. The old self, again, that not yet you, kind of letting that go, while you use the Neptune energy to dream and meditate and go out in nature and envision what you want to do with this great reserve of energy that you're tapping into, and by kind of reclaiming your boundaries, okay, keeping your energy and your magnetism for yourself and for your purposes and your dreams. And then we'll talk more on the eclipse on June 10th about that energy and the inferior conjunction of Mercury and the Sun, and then the next steps after that. So after this whole retrograde period is done, it's like you've kind of restructured your consciousness, gotten rid of all the old stuff, found all this new energy, because who doesn't feel better once you clean out all the old junk out of your life, out of your basement, out of your garage. And then I just got the image, so you clean out the junk in your garage, you have a great new clean place to put your car, which is a Mars symbol. So anyway, that went a little different than I had thought as I wrote my notes today. The Sabian symbols for this opposition, so Mars is at 26 degrees Cancer, 27 minutes. We round it up to 27 and use Martin Goldsmith's Zodiac by degrees. So the little saying for this is, barbarians on horseback swoop down on a wilderness fort, a violent lightning storm following close behind them. So the descriptive phrases are, individuals who are untamed forces of nature, mobilizing one's energy, especially in a fight, overwhelming one's foe with a higher order of force, surrendering to primal instincts in a fight while keeping one's mental and physical poise, obeying natural laws versus being destroyed by nature, precariousness of civilization in the face of unleashed human passions, taking on an evil culture, pressing a point in public dialogue, shocking the public into recognizing some imminent danger, getting a charge from dangerous adventures, lose out by going too far, fearless sexual or physical confrontation, and then pure naked force. So that's the degree of Mars. So the degree of Pluto is rounded up to 27 Capricorn. About to cross the Rockies, the leader of a group of settlers looks appraisingly toward the pass. Rugged determination to reach one's goals, long uphill climbs, assessing the feasibility of one's goals before beginning, knowing one's strengths and weaknesses, setting forth in the right season and the right time, being in sync with nature, pacing oneself, setting timetables, modifying one's course as one achieves a better overview, communicating through actions rather than words, eliciting the support and admiration of others, but depending on no one but oneself. The simplicity of frontier life, where necessities dictate actions and actions dictate thought. Sunny perseverance, being good for the long haul. All right, that is the update, and I hope you are all well and enjoying a beautiful day like I am here in Minnesota. And take care. We'll see you in a few days. Namaste.